Begin transmission. Chrono-Stabilization Core Official Training Module. Class Designation T93 Cadre. Security Level Omega 7. Date. Data redacted. Subject. Chrono-Parasitic Warfare. Survival Protocols. Welcome to the war, recruit. You are now part of the Chrono-Stabilization Core, an elite containment division specializing in temporal anomaly suppression, timeline stabilization, and existential threat mitigation. If you are hearing this briefing, it means your psychological and neurological baseline scans have cleared for active deployment. You have been assigned to T93 Cadre, Operational Readiness Level Omega 7. Your mission profile is simple. Preserve reality as we know it. This is not theoretical. This is not an exercise. The world, history itself, is under attack by an enemy that does not belong in any single time, any single place. The Chrono-Parasites are not life, as you understand it. They do not wage war in the way we do. They do not conquer. They do not negotiate. They do not even destroy. They erase. You may believe time is stable, that history is set, that the past cannot be changed. You are wrong. Time is fragile. Time is a wound, and something is feeding on it. The Chrono-Parasites are anti-life entities that thrive in the weak points of causality. They breed in paradox, fester in contradiction, and swarm to any moment in time where the fabric of reality is fraying. They do not exist in a single form, a single dimension, or a single state of being. They are the absence of what should have been, the hollow spaces where entire histories have been devoured. The first thing you need to understand is that you are already at risk. If you are assigned to a containment operation, you will experience symptoms of temporal destabilization. Pay attention to these warning signs. Déjà vu beyond normal intensity. A moment you swear you've lived before, but subtly, horribly wrong. Personal memories shifting. Birthdays that never happened. Scars on your body from wounds you never received. Missing time. Not blackouts. Those you notice. No, this is something more insidious. A conversation you should have had but didn't. A moment in history that feels like it was erased while you were watching. By the time you notice these symptoms, the parasites have already begun feeding. Phase 1. Seeding. The earliest stage of chronoparasitic infection is subtle and easily overlooked. It begins with small inconsistencies. A signpost written in a language that never existed. A soldier's name misspelled on a mission log. A discrepancy in official records that doesn't seem important until you realize the person it referenced is no longer here. During this phase, no visible entities will manifest. The parasites operate beneath the surface, eroding reality at a subconscious level. Most civilians will dismiss it as faulty memory. They are wrong. Phase 2. Feeding. Once a timeline is sufficiently destabilized, the parasites begin feeding in earnest. You will see historical distortions escalate. Battles once fought will now never have happened. Entire wars will shift in outcome. Nations will flicker in and out of existence, and the only people who will notice are those already infected. Physically, this is when manifestations may begin. Parasitic echoes, distorted shapes just outside your peripheral vision. Faint whispers that resemble radio static, only to resolve into screaming when amplified. Personnel assigned to active containment will experience the following. Persistent auditory hallucinations. Voices speaking in languages no one has spoken for millennia. Reflections behaving incorrectly. Not reversed, but wrong. Too slow. Too fast, moving before you do. Encounters with null entities. Shadow-like figures that flicker in and out of existence, tracking your movements without eyes. If you have reached this stage, containment must be enacted immediately. Phase 3. Collapse. At this point, the infected timeline will begin to unravel. You will witness physical anomalies, gravity distortions, architecture warping into impossible geometries, chronostatic surges, time itself breaking apart, stuttering, looping, or ceasing altogether in localized zones, total erasure events, individuals, locations, even entire star systems ceasing to exist, not through destruction, but through negation. If you are caught within an active collapse, there is only one rule. You must not forget yourself. Your best defense is memory. If you can hold on to what is real, you can resist erasure. The moment you accept the changes, the moment you believe the rewritten timeline is correct, you are already lost. Weaponry and countermeasures. Traditional firearms are ineffective against chrono-parasites. These entities do not operate within standard physical dimensions. Instead, containment teams utilize memory-based weapons and stabilization technology. Memory-Fixation Implants, neural reinforcements designed to lock key memories against timeline drift. Quantum Stabilization Fields generate localized zones where time cannot be rewritten. Paradox bombs, highly dangerous, last resort weapons that flood an area with contradictory events, overloading the parasite's ability to feed. Failure to contain an outbreak will result in full causal collapse. Final warning: chrono-parasites are not theoretical. They are not fiction. They are real, and they are feeding. We do not know how many incursions have already taken place. Every time we lose a battle, we lose the records of that battle. We cannot track how many wars have been fought against them because those wars may have already been erased. We cannot say how many civilizations have vanished into nothingness because they left no ruins, no evidence, no proof that they ever existed at all. You are now part of the Chrono-Stabilization Corps. Your mission is to hold the line against an enemy that does not exist in the way we understand existence. If at any point you suspect a breach, you will follow Protocol C-12 Omega. You will activate your comms and speak the designated phrase, IRemember. This will trigger emergency stabilization procedures and allow command to verify that you have not been compromised. If you fail to transmit, if your unit fails to respond, we will assume you never existed. Welcome to the war, soldier. Do not disappear. End transmission.